The court hearing has ended. Over the past 3 days, the Alberta Prosperity Project has had its hearing about whether or not their question is constitutional asked. I think Jeff Rath summed up this entire hearing quite succinctly.
Is asking a question to amend the Constitution in and of itself unconstitutional?
The thing that surprised everyone the most, however, was how hard the federal lawyers came out to oppose the asking of this question in a referendum. So many of you might be asking what happens next. Well, the judge gets to have some time to ponder the evidence that's been given, the arguments that have been presented, and then to make a decision. There's 3 main scenarios that can happen moving forward, and each one of these have both their pros and cons for Alberta independence. The first one being that the judge rules in favor of Alberta Prosperity Project and says that it is okay for them to proceed forward with their question. This will probably have the greatest short-term impact because Alberta Prosperity Project will get to work right away going out and collecting signatures. The second scenario is that the judge simply rules that Alberta Prosperity Project's question is unconstitutional, not that it's unconstitutional to ask for a referendum on independence. This one's a little bit more nuanced. All that will simply happen is APP goes back to Elections Alberta with a new question, and most likely Elections Alberta will refer back to the courts. This will make everything take longer to get a constitutional question pushed forward. However, as time goes on, sentiment for Alberta independence has only grown, and this will give more fire to the movement and as well give more time for Alberta Prosperity Project to educate and teach more people and answer more concerns about independence. The last scenario is very unlikely but extremely interesting, that if the judge rules that it is unconstitutional to ask a question about independence. Should this happen, it'll definitely get pushed up towards the Supreme Court and it'll end up becoming a national news headline because Quebec will definitely be against this precedent getting set. You can expect that there will be a firestorm lit up in Ottawa regarding this. However, this does not prevent the Alberta legislature from asking the referendum themselves, and most likely that's what they'll do. Should the court rule that it's illegal for citizens to bring forth an independence referendum, you can bet that Danielle Smith will put out her own referendum so she can know which way Albertans want to go.